The Slim Fast 14-day effect on your New Year's resolution. Day 1, the new year. You want to kick it off with a bang, and you're not just talking about fireworks. Day 14, you're ready to start this year right, looking great and preferably on top.
2 weeks is all it takes to get what you really want. Swap 2 meals a day for Slim Fast protein shakes or bars, get in a 30-minute workout, and stick to a 1,200-calorie diet to lose up to 6 pounds in your first 14 days. Find Slim Fast in a store near you.
You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Being Human After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Being Human After Show.
Oh yeah, I am digging that song. That dark, just chill but dark at the same time, just like tonight's episode. Welcome back, everybody, to another amazing AFTERBUZZ TV After Show for your favorite show, Being Human. I am your host, Sean O. We're on Season 4, Episode 2, that time of the month, and I'm joined here by my awesome and beautiful co-host,
Nora. Hi, guys.
And we're going to be talking about Josh getting cured? What?
Wow.
What?
I know.
I need to change the intonation on that. Cured or cured? We really don't, like, it doesn't look like he's fully cured.
It's not 100% sure.
Yeah.
We don't know.
We don't know
what happened.
What's going on with him. We're going to discuss Susanna's past. Also, Sally finds the book / powers. And lastly, Aiden goes back to Kat. So let's start talking about Josh getting cured. I'm Ron Burgundy. So I'm glad that he was able to get cured this episode. But was it much of a cure? How did you feel about how it ended up? Let's just start at the end of like what we saw.
I feel like at the end, that's when we noticed that something is definitely not right. Something, happened. Even when he was sitting there talking to Nora being so excited, he's back, she missed him so much. But you could see Josh, something was so different about him, and, it made me think that there was something, he was still holding on to that wolf side of him.
Yeah. And Nora mentions earlier in the episode when she's talking to Sally and Aiden outside the trailer, I feel like he's becoming more and more the wolf every day that passes by. He's losing his humanity, and she's really scared of that. So I wonder if I think the thing to me that symbolized that the most was she closed the window, and he was sitting there in bed looking really anxious. He gets up once everybody's out of the room, and he opens the window himself. Like that could have been a small thing, but to me, it's like, okay, does he want to smell the scents, the aromas from the outside, from the city, from all the liveliness of everything around him outdoors? Or does he just not want to be trapped? He doesn't want to be in an enclosed box just like he has been for the last 3 months as the wolf.
Yeah, I mean, it starts off like that, you see him just kind of not feeling, being himself. And then what was up with the eyes? What happened there? That's definitely telling us something.
Yeah, his eyes were glowing. At first, I thought it was just like a really good camera trick. Like not trick necessarily, but more like the angle that they had.
Okay, yeah.
And they had the moonlight coming in.
When he was laying down and you could see his eye, yeah.
Yeah, the moonlight coming down perfectly, like reflecting off of his light-colored eyes in that way. I was like, whoa, they look like special.
Yeah.
It looks like it's either that or they just look really cool because of his natural lightness of his eyes.
Yeah.
But then once he gets up, he looks in the mirror and his eyes are like really glowing.
Yeah.
Then we know there's really something wrong with him.
Yeah. He's something happened to him, in the woods. And then, turning back, even Sally mentions, you know, what did you guys do? I wasn't done with the spell. Like, it's something you interrupted the spell.
Yeah.
Why didn't you wait for me, you know? So something's wrong. We obviously know.
Yeah, that's a big red flag that Sally had to say something like that. But at the same time, I think to myself, how does she know? You know, like, how does she get all these, like, it's all just,
how does she become such a professional?
like a professional witch, spellcaster person, whatever, conjurer. I feel like we're kind of getting into Sally finding the book and stuff. Well, not too much. But it's just that I feel like it's going to be really difficult for Josh. Like, the next several episodes perhaps, and maybe even this entire season, Josh is going to really be battling himself a lot more, because I'm actually kind of reminded of the first season. In the first season, we have Josh really struggling with being a werewolf, and he always has to have his routine, like, okay, I'm gonna find the basement in the hospital, and then I'm gonna lock myself in that basement, and no one's gonna touch me, no one's gonna hurt me. And he's trying to protect other people from himself. It's going to be even worse now. It's going to be like tenfold, because he doesn't have a safe place anymore. If he's, from the teaser, it looks like he's just going to be changing randomly wherever he goes. It might
even be, you know, it's probably not even going to be just like, you know, the moon changing. It might be even just his temper, him getting upset over something, and then just, without having, you know, he won't be able to control it, and he's just going to turn wherever he is. He's
going to be like the Hulk. So he gets angry, and he gets like boxed in a corner, and he just turns, and someone's going to probably try to like mug him, and he's just going to turn into a wolf and tear people apart.
Yeah, oh my God. I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, but it looks like he's becoming more of a man wolf.
Yes.
As opposed to a werewolf. So he's more man most of the time. But it looks like he's going to be like another hybrid, like some kind of monstrosity, like Kenny in a way.
Yeah.
How Kenny was like that monstrous, gross creature before.
And then they just somehow, you know, it ends up turning into something else. We don't know what exactly, but he's just going to have something to deal with now.
Yeah.
Especially like turning into a wolf.
Yeah, it's definitely a big problem for him. I feel like also when I'm reminded of the scene right now where he's talking to Nora, she's trying to like, oh, do you want to go to bed now? This is your favorite coffee with all the honey in it? And she gives it to him, and just the way he's staring out, he's spaced out. He's spaced out. He's got the 1,000-yard stare. I feel like he's got PTSD. He's got post-traumatic stress syndrome disorder, because he's been out there for 3 months, like living like an animal. He doesn't know like which day is going to be his last day. And he's been so affected by it, and also by his best friend, like stabbing him, trying to kill him. Oh my God,
that was such a crazy scene. Seeing everybody, you know, having to, you know, do that to him, and then Aiden feeling so guilty, you know, thinking that he must have killed his friend. So that was scary.
Everybody did their part in that scene, which was pretty cool. Sally had the spell. She got the knife out of the bloodied. How funny is the title of this episode? It's that time of the month, I know. Right? And it's a total. I was talking to Marissa earlier, and it's a double entendre. Totally, it's a women's time of the month. It's also the werewolves' time of the month. The change.
Oh my God! And then it was crazy for me to see. I think Nora like being so part of it, and then having the courage to say, like, you know, when they were gonna stab him too, like, for her to get the courage to want to do it, you know, because I felt like she's so in love with him, and she just wants it to be better, and she wants to move on with their lives, you know. And I felt like it was so scary and sad, but even, you know, talking about the title, it was in a way how crazy was that she had to give that type of blood.
It was her time of the month too, and and that was just a super funny scene. With Aiden and Sally knowing, they both knew that it was Nora's time of the month, and it's interesting. They've never talked about that before. How he could smell. It's because it's like all the flowiness coming out, you know. You can smell the blood.
Very silly, cute little scene.
That was really nice, and I liked also how, in that same scene, Sally is like, "Oh, just be sure to make it 5 to 7 milliliters, please." And it's perfect because she knows that Nora's a nurse, And she's going to be able to estimate that good because she's always measuring out stuff all the time as a nurse. You know, it's great. It's great. Perfect.
And I mean, I know it's awesome. Like I was saying earlier, that Nora was able to, you know, be part of the spell to help her husband. So I thought that was really cool. And then, you know, towards the end, trying to, I guess, do the last part and try to stab him, but
she couldn't do it. Yeah.
And how crazy was the scene when Josh, like, came out of the wolf and, like, you see the hand, like, shaking out.
His hand was, like, squirming out of the mouth.
I know.
And you know what was really cool, for me at least, when I saw him die, I was like, oh, man, that sucks, because that's the same thing that happens to each of the other wolves. As soon as they die, the werewolves become, like, solidified in a way. Not, like, petrified, but they, like, stay in their wolf form, even if they were killed from human to wolf, right? So in his case, I was like, oh man, that's
like
it.
He's dead.
He's gone. But then I thought to myself at the same time, okay, he can't be gone because he's a big time main character. So there's a shell. It's a shell. That's what I literally wrote down. It's a wolf shell and he's going to break out of it in some way. And that's pretty much what happened.
That scene it's funny. It made me think of, like, you know, cows when they have their babies. I don't know. I was like, wow.
Yeah. You know, actually, what it reminded me of, too, was Ace Ventura Part 2, When Nature Calls, when I don't know if you've seen it, but Marissa, do you know what I'm talking about? Where he squirms out of the rhinoceros's ass?
Yes, I remember.
Oh, my goodness.
Kind of reminded me of that. Just a little bit, a little tad. Anyway, I'm glad they didn't cut Josh at all when they were, because Aiden was vigorously stabbing that dagger into the wolf skin to get him out. I'm glad he didn't.
You're like so worried for Josh.
I was worried for Josh, really.
He was like safe though. Did you see him just come out perfectly? Like he was like, okay, now I'm bored. I'm ready to come out.
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Oh man. So I think, is there anything else that we want to add about Josh? Anything?
I think that was it. That was, for me, that was the highlight, his rebirth.
His rebirth, yes, indeed. Let's move on to Susanna's past. So
that was pretty intense.
That was intense. We got to explore more with her and Bishop and see how their relationship was. And their relationship is pretty much the same as Bishop's relationship with anybody else, which is he manipulates everybody.
Yeah.
He manipulated Aiden from day one. We get to see him manipulate Susanna from day one, and he did the worst possible thing. Put her son, who was an orphan, Isaac, out there in the forest.
That was really sad.
In front of her for her first meal. And we know that when the vampires have their first meal, they can't control it.
You know, I feel like Bishop, though, had it all planned out and set up for her to do that. You know, and it kind of threw me off when I saw Aiden telling Susanna, you know, do it, just, you have to do it, you know, this is part of, you know, us now, like, you have to go and get that blood and, you know, survive. I kind of threw me off, like, I thought Aiden knew that she had turned, you know, and for somehow he totally forgot about it now in present time. But then it almost seemed like it was just like her inner voice.
Yes. But
as Aiden, right, telling her like, hey, you know, it's normal, it's okay, do it.
It was definitely a hallucination. We got to see that when she was against the tree, and it would, when it was the camera was closer to her, like more down to her level.
Yeah.
Aiden was there. But then when we had it farther away, we could see that she's talking to nobody. So it was in her head. It was all in her head. Total hallucination. And I feel like Aiden and all the other vampires, they go through similar experiences during their first turn. When they're first turned and they're super hungry and they're trying to fight against it, their body or their mind,
it's trying to adjust to the new change.
It's trying to adjust to the change, and it tricks them just to get their first feast in, so that they get acclimated to their new way of feeding.
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel Bishop definitely had something to do with her, you know, the Isaac's death.
Oh yeah, agreed. He even said, he was an orphan. He shouldn't have been out here in the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You probably put him there, Bishop.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You knew you were gonna play this. That he knew he was gonna play this.
And then it's so sad for, you know, just thinking of Susan. You know, I'm not a mom yet, but I'm just thinking of, you know, killing your own son and having to live for the rest of your life through this, you know. It's
the rest of her eternal life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's hard to live.
And she totally lied her ass off to Aiden when she saw him and said, "Oh, our son Isaac lived to be a grandfather." No,
But
he
then
didn't.
it's kind of like, I don't know, do you think she should have told him the truth? I
No,
feel that would have
I
broken
think-
Aiden's
yeah.
heart. That would have
She-
totally broken it.
Maybe that's why she doesn't want to be in his life. That's actually
Yeah.
probably the exact reason, because
Yeah.
looking at him reminds her too much of their son, probably.
Yeah.
And I wondered to myself, like, when she got down on, near the bed, at the foot of the bed, and she gets out the cat nine tails or whatever
Yeah.
that thing is called, and she starts chastising herself. I thought to myself, why? But we get to see it. We got to travel through her mind
And what
during that
actually
flashback.
happened.
Yeah, and now we know the reason why she's doing that. She's punishing herself. She probably hates being a vampire every day of her life. Now, why do you think okay, remember when Aiden first visits? I like what we do. I like the way we do this. We start at the very end of what happened to the characters, and we work our way backwards. I love that. So, why do you think that she had the stake behind her with the cross? The cross formed into a stake when Aiden came into her room.
I don't know. Something tells me, how what I said last time. I feel she's working for someone or something.
Like she could be a part of the
She's
empire,
being
the underworld,
used. She's
vampires.
being used in some ways.
Yeah.
That's what I thought initially. But then as the scene goes on, when I see her, when the flashback comes in and I see what she had done, that she killed her son, then I start thinking maybe she just does it to protect herself, in a way. Because it seemed very genuine. It seemed like she really loves Aiden a lot, and she didn't want to hurt him. And, she's kind of holding all of this to herself and just trying to protect herself and, deal with her life.
I feel like other vampires may be after her too. For some reason. I don't know why. Maybe she's not supposed to be out in Boston. We don't even know exactly what the rules are for every vampire, right? Maybe when you're a vampire, you're supposed to be in a certain city and you stay there.
Yeah.
That could be why Aiden hasn't moved around too much. He's gone to Canada he's
traveled around.
Yeah, and then he's gone to that other place where the Amish vampires were, the ones that are all old fashioned, but we never really get to see him go anywhere else. So maybe they only stay within a certain cities that they're allowed to go to. Maybe she's a rebel. Maybe that could be it. Maybe that's why she's protecting herself, to stake other vampires who are trying to kill her.
Yeah, I mean, right now it doesn't really show if she has any connections to any of the other vampires. It seems like she's on her own. But so that it throws me off. There's been certain actions that she does that make me think, is she trying to attack Aiden? And there's certain things that she does that she's trying to run away from someone and trying to protect herself.
Yeah.
So I still don't know why she came back. And I was thinking about, I don't know if I'm going to be, going to the next talk we're going to have, but she kind of came back, and it's like she dumped Aiden. She came back from back then, and it's like, okay, so I can't be with you, by the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was kind of weird. It's kind of a weird thing they got going on, because I wrote down during that scene where she tells Aiden, okay, you have your own life now. I can't mess that up. You got to live your own. So that's it seemed unselfish of her. But then there's all kinds of these unanswered questions, like why is she protecting herself with a stake?
And I mean, why did she come back and then to tell him that, oh, we can be together?
Exactly. Maybe she thought she would feel different once she saw him, but maybe I think the guilt has overwhelmed her even more about losing their son, and that's why she was doing that. It's great to be a vampire because you can just whip yourself and do all these things and hurt yourself, cut yourself, and you just heal back. It's great.
But then I feel like you're stuck, in this never-ending life, and there's nothing. I feel there's nothing to look forward to. It's it's the same thing every day, and that there's not going to be another life. It's just, that's it.
It could very well be that she is seeking out Aiden because she will tell him at some point this season, and then he will feel so enraged by what she has done, that she's lied to him, that she killed their son. And maybe she wants him to kill her.
Wow.
It could very well be that.
Yeah, that's a pretty good point.
Or it could be that, and this is, okay, I already have this prediction written down, so I'm going to save that for predictions later on. Okay, but that one just came to me. That one was really spontaneous.
That was a really good prediction, though.
Yeah, but I don't know, was there anything about, oh, one more thing I want to add about Susanna was that I thought the dynamic was kind of funny between her and Sally. Like when Sally was like, "Oh, aren't you?" and she was like ignoring her the whole time because she didn't think that she could see her.
Yeah.
And she was talking about her, and she ends up going, "Oh, hi. By the way, my name's Susanna.
And
Who
then
are you?"
Sally's like, "Oh, hey, I was just kidding, about the hair thing."
And what are you? How rude.
Yeah, but Sally's cute like that. I've always loved her personality. Yeah. She's so, when we see her before getting the power, the spell book, and they have this crazy song, and for a second I'm thinking, Sally's gonna be totally different character now, like all dark. But then you see her come back in these scenes, and then she's like, "Hey, what's up, bro sub?"
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Well,
so it's really cute.
Yeah, let's talk about Sally a little bit more in a quick minute. But you know what? I need to talk about my hunger.
You're hungry right now.
I like Aiden and the vampires on the show. I am famished right now, and I definitely need something to sip on, to slurp down and fill my belly. And you know what that thing is? Slim Fast, okay?
Ooh, Slim Fast. Well, with Slim Fast, 2 weeks is all it takes to get what you really want. In 14 days, the only thing higher than your confidence will be your hemline. This podcast is brought to you by Slim Fast.
Oh man, I could go for one. Just the way you read that sounded so appetizing.
Which one would you like? Strawberry, chocolate? I think they have all these kinds of flavors.
They have those flavors right on.
Yeah, I think I try the strawberry one.
I'll go for either the vanilla or the chocolate flavor ones.
Definitely really good.
All right. So about Sally, she has we get to see her warping around all kinds this episode. By the end of the episode, we have now realized, we've learned along with her, that she not only moves through space, but she moves through time also now. That's a pretty big revelation, a big immense power she has now.
I mean, I still don't know though, like why she goes to particular times in history in a way, I'm wondering if, because she does go back to those scenes, like does it mean something is going to happen in the future? Like, are they going to be back in that scene, something similar, but in present time, and something's going to happen, And then I'm also wondering, is this going to keep on happening for her to deal with her past in a way, like things that she's been through or things that she's scared of, but she has to face,
It very well could be. Maybe she's going to get to the point where she will be able to use that to her advantage at some point. But the thing is, she can't interact with anything. So she could just go there and observe, but she can't do anything about it.
Well, I know there's a reason why she goes to specific times. I still don't know why, but it makes me wonder, like, what is she supposed to do something when she's there? Yeah. Is she supposed to go there because she needs to know something to, when she comes to present time, she's able to understand? I don't know.
I thought it was fascinating how she saw herself looking at the old Sally, looking at Josh and Aiden when they first moved in, and they'd had the keys for 7 whole hours. And she seemed the old her seemed really innocent, and she seemed really giddy. Yes. And it was kind of funny, like she was like, "Oh, there's people here."
She's sitting and she's looking at them and she's smiling and she's excited, but definitely a different Sally.
Yeah, she seemed actually like entertained. And she didn't know yet. I think the old Sally didn't know yet at that point that they could see her. Okay. Because they were werewolves and vampires. Right.
Yeah. That's true. She just, I guess it made me think of like her innocence, like how she was before and how she has transformed. Yeah. Because she's been through so much and she's grown as a character. You've seen her. She's grown so much, and now she has like all these powers, and I feel like going back, it's helping her and seeing herself, like how much she's grown.
Yeah, she's really changed a lot. Season 2, she became the Reaper, and she ended up killing other ghosts and like absorbing. Was she like absorbing a part of them, or she absorbed some of their energy? I think whenever she did that. But
I can't remember.
she got, maybe she didn't do that, but she got crazier each time she did it. She got like power hungry. And so she ends up going to,
Oh, that's true.
And then season 3, last season, she ends up having this connection to Donna, and she's a zombie / ghost, and
So she's definitely been through a lot.
I feel like this season she is the darkest we've ever seen her. And I think it's the same for Josh too. Because they're both in situations where they have been through really traumatic, stressful events, and they've both come out of it with different powers now. So Josh doesn't know how his powers are going to be. Sally doesn't know how her powers are reacting either. She doesn't know how to control everything yet.
I feel with Sally, though, she's enjoying it. She's kind of, like, taking it in, and she's just like, look, guys, I could do this. Let me help you. Let me save Josh. But in Josh's case, I feel he's so just, I don't know, like, out of it. He's not happy. He's at a place he doesn't know what he's feeling, and he doesn't know if he belongs there or with Nora or in the forest, you know?
Or if he should be a wolf again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably feels worse than he did in season 1 when he was still trying to deal with himself being a wolf for how many years, we don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely a new experience for him. And for Sally, I feel like she's getting power hungry too. Like when she sat down with Josh and they had that conversation, Josh, he's in PTSD mode and he's spaced out.
Yeah.
And he was trying to tell her a little bit, but I felt like she wanted to get out more about herself.
Kind of overwhelmed him a little bit.
Yeah, she was trying to get more out about herself and about how she feels. Like it, to me, like maybe she didn't probably exactly say this, but to me it felt like she was kind of proud of her new powers.
Yeah.
And that she was able to bring him back.
Right, of course.
Right.
That's a big thing. That's a huge thing.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, I feel everybody's kind of like, okay, he's back, Josh is back, but we don't know exactly what's going to happen. But in Sally's case, she's excited and she's happy and, you know, she's trying out things and, you know, I guess now she's going to see what's going to be next, you know, for her. And, but I feel she could get a little over her head if she doesn't know how to control it and use it the way she should, or, you know, to her advantage. It might, you know, cost her.
And if she doesn't play by the rules of her new powers, just like with the whole corpse thing, when she was the walking corpse / zombie, when she went out and saw people that she knew, and then they became ghosts too, and then Donna was able to eat them because of that, and she was like, you know, it was just whole mess of stuff.
Yeah.
Now it's probably going to be another mess, and I actually have a really good prediction about Sally, but I'm saving it until the end. I swear to you, I'm saving it. Let's talk about Aiden and him going back to Kat. So this episode was really, it wasn't too heavy on Aiden. It was exploring a lot more of the other characters, I feel. But we got to see Aiden explore his relationship with Susanna, and it felt like he was going, like he wanted to go back to her.
To Susanna.
Yeah, to Susanna. How did you feel he was in that situation?
You know, for when they saw each other again, I felt like he was more like in shock, and I don't know. I thought he was gonna like run up to her and tell her, "Hey, I missed you. Come here." Like, "Oh my God, we missed so much time together." But it almost seemed like he was just kind of like, "Oh my God, what's going on? Like, why are you here? Like, wow, like, is this really happening?"
Yeah.
You know, and then
he spent almost 400 years thinking she was dead.
Yeah.
So how could he not be shocked that she's still alive? And then he knows for sure she's a vampire. When she walks up to his house, he says, "Oh, come in." She can't get in. There's that little force field there because he's not the human owner of the house.
Right.
It has to be someone like Josh or Nora. Well, they're not human either, but semi-human to let her in.
Right. I mean, I feel like Aiden, you know, they had a really special relationship back in the day, but I feel in a way he's kind of like moved on, and you know, now he has I keep forgetting Kat. Now he has Kat in his life, and I feel he's happy with her. He's like, he even says some. I mean, he even told her he loves her.
Yeah, and that was a really big deal. She was in bed, and at first she just looked all comfortable, like she was in her pajamas underneath. But
and she's like, "Hey,
hey, I got sexy lingerie."
She was so cute, but I mean, she was so innocent and like waiting for him. But I mean, I feel like he really likes her. he really genuinely likes her, and
I like her more than
Susanna.
Susanna. She's kind of weird, right? There's like something, I'm not digging her too much. There's something like we just need to explore further. We need to see more episodes to find out what's going on, and we need to find more stuff to hate her about, because I don't like Susanna that much so far. It's really vague right now, and she has her own merits. Like I said last time, she was Aiden's wife,
right.
his mortal love, but now
He's in a different stage. Like
he's totally in a different
he's
stage.
gone through so much too. And I feel like with Kat, he's able to obviously connect with her a lot more. And there was that scene when they were in bed, they were talking, and he made a comment like, you know, this feels normal. At first, when he was telling her like, oh, I don't know, you know, like, if, you know, this whole routine of you coming, and for a second, I thought he was gonna dump her, and I was like,
That's what I felt like.
You better not do that. That's so mean. But then when he was like, no, you know, like, this is, you know, and then it was so cute how she was like, I don't know, she always comes up with like clever little sayings all the time. And then Aiden was just like, no, like, this is, you know, this is comfortable, and this is what I want, and, you know, he's happy. It seems like he's happy.
I feel like the more supernatural powers you have, or the more of a like supernatural monster you are, whatever, vampire, werewolf, ghost, witch, any of those things that we've encountered on the show, the more people keep things from each other and the more they lie. But because she's human, Kat is just an open book. She is totally normal, and she's just like, oh, I want to share this with you. I'm gonna be totally honest with you because I love you, Aiden. And that's what's really endearing about him, and that's what captures him the most.
Yeah, that they can have like a genuine relationship, and
yeah, exactly. He doesn't want to worry about all that other stuff. Like Susanna, we know she's keeping
a lot of
something.
baggage.
She's got a lot of baggage. She's been around for 300 years. She's the same.
You know, she's been around.
In a way, she's the same age as Aiden, because they got turned at about the same time. You know, just a few months or weeks apart, whatever. But she's got all this stuff hidden away that she has to lie about because she wants to spare Aiden. Maybe he kind of senses that, and she did him a favor.
You know, and that's, you know, thinking about that, their relationship, it's so sad because they were so happy together. They had a son, and, you know, they seemed like to have a very, you know, close group of friends and family and small town, and all of a sudden, like, everything changed, and now they're living with this guilt, and, you know, they can't be together. He gets to see his wife, like, get killed, kind of. Yeah. Not really, but.
Yeah. I don't think they had a very close group of town members around them. Everybody was like, drown the witch, drown her. Well, she wasn't a witch, but they were like pretty much saying she's like the demon's bride and stuff.
But that pretty much turned after Aiden, right? Like after the whole thing happened with Aiden.
Yeah. The only thing they were really close with, I feel, was their son. And look what she did.
Yeah.
So, but
everything just changed for them, you know. I was like, they were so happy, but I mean, you know.
Yeah.
You have to just adjust to their new life.
Oh man, well, we're definitely going to adjust to her being around still, and hopefully we get to explore more what's going on with her.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel she's going to be a big character for this season, definitely a big character.
Yeah, but I prefer Aiden to be with Kat. It seems like a much better relationship. It's probably going to get messed with, though. It's going to get interfered by, so just Susanna being around is going to mess with it.
Yeah.
I wonder if Kat's going to learn this season what he is again, and what everybody else is. Because,
and, like, finally maybe even come to, like, realizing it, and
yeah, and being okay with it.
Yeah.
Being okay with them being monsters.
Yeah.
No, we'll see about that. But did you have anything else? Any final thoughts on Kat?
No, I was thinking of, like, that scene when I guess Aiden is with Susanna, and, like, it's pretty much like Susanna dumped him, and then so now he goes back to Kat, and, you know, Kat is there waiting, so it was just like, oh, Aiden, you better not mess this one up. But we'll see. I think definitely they'll have a really good relationship.
Yeah, agreed. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and move into our news.
AfterBuzz TV News
and gossip. So I tweeted out from my account at SeanAustinO some of the interesting tweets that I found on Sam Witwer and Megan Rath's Twitter accounts tonight. So I found kind of an old tweet from @SamWhitwer, and he tweeted out, "My friends are astounding. You're way too awesome at ABC." A.B. Christensen. Thank you. And he actually has this really funny tweet of the twit pic shows the Being Human cast, pretty much. It's Sally the ghost in her old gray outfit, and we got Aiden in the middle with his like kind of spiky short hair and wearing all black with his leather jacket. And then on the very left we have Sammy Huntington, Josh. And he's got his like plaid shirt, and I didn't know he's a ginger. Did you? He just has like brown hair. So? But I think in the Lego, these are all Lego toys that I'm describing, by the way. So they probably exaggerated his hair.
Yeah, because I feel it's definitely like light brown.
Yeah, I feel like it's light brown too, but they must have, just for the Lego, for the sake of the Lego, to make it more colorful, they probably exaggerated and made his hair red. But apparently you can buy those, and if you guys are,
cute.
If anybody out there, any of our fans or followers for AfterBuzz TV are diehard followers of Being Human, you might want to pick those up if you like playing with Legos, or you want to put them in your kid's life and go ahead and
a little fun date,
influence them that way. So that's a funny little tweet that I found. I also found a tweet from @MeganWrath. She said, "Lunch at ABC Kitchen with @SamWhitwer, @Sammy Huntington, and @Kristen_Hager." And it looks like they're having a pretty good time at this place. ABC Kitchen. Never heard of it.
Where is that at?
I don't know where it is. Let's see. I'm gonna click on it right now. Let's see if it says where it's located. But let's see.
I love their relationship. They seem to be very, very close to one another. I've seen a couple pictures, and outside of work, for the show, they seem to stay active, doing a lot of activities together.
Oh yeah, they look like they're so close to each other. There's even been some tweets that Sam Huntington has put out there on his Twitter account that says like he is so cool with Nora, Kristen Hager. He's so cool with Kristen Hager. He's like, wow, like I love my my television wife. And he tweets at her husband. I don't know the husband's name off the top of my head, but he tweeted at him too. He included him in the tweet. Like, he is a lucky guy.
Aww.
And that's pretty awesome. That's cool.
That is so sweet.
That's cool that they're able to do that. And I felt that tonight in the episode when Sally walks out of the room and Josh is still in there. I could feel the love between the characters.
I think that's really important in a show or movie, when there's a cast that's going to be playing for a long time.
Yeah, they definitely have a good chemistry.
They could play it off. Yeah.
Apparently, the ABC Kitchen is located in NYC. So if you guys want to visit that website for them, abckitchennyc.com. And the Twitter account is @ABCKitchen. So they must be, well, they film a lot in Toronto, so they must be close enough where they can just go to the ABC Kitchen and hang out. Maybe they take a flight, maybe they take some other mode of transportation. But hey, if any of our fans frequent ABC Kitchen, you guys might want to hang out there and maybe spot the cast of Being Human.
Take some pictures, send them over here.
Take some pictures. How cool would that be? And also in that particular twit pic, actually, it's Sam. What is up? Actually, Sam Whitwer's account. What's up with his hair? His hair is like so long now.
And it's all messy.
And maybe he does it because he's so recognized by everybody.
That could be it.
That could very well be it. He just doesn't want to be picked out of the crowd so easily anymore. Like, oh, that's Aiden. That's Aiden.
But when he came here, I felt he just had that chill personality, and I felt like it even played with his style. He's just a very chill, like, fun guy. Doing his thing, not really like trying to like have the latest like look.
Yeah, but speaking of the latest looks, he does always have that one leather jacket. It's either the one or maybe it's a variation of it because it's the same exact style, but I think the colors on the bands on the arm.
Like the red stripe that had like, the jacket. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this one's a little bit more dull, like a brown instead of the red stripes that are on the arm.
We should maybe tweet at him and just ask him like, hey,
no.
There's something special with that jacket.
We'll ask him if he comes and visits again. But with Sam Huntington, in this twit pic, right next to Megan Rath, he's got he's got a pretty cool outfit. I like his denim jacket that he's wearing, and he's got a cool scarf on there too. It must be cold over there in NYC. This was just tweeted last week, actually. And he's got a beard in the picture too. So he has a beard on the show. He's got a beard in the picture. I feel like this whole season, and maybe even into next season, he might just continue to keep the beard. which
Maybe.
is going to be, it's the
Totally
full-on
different
beard.
look. Different look. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. It's
It
pretty.
looks very manly.
It's the characters are growing. They're getting more mature.
Yes.
They're getting darker, and we need to have them look like that.
Yeah,
now. And
definitely.
I'm glad that he's keeping his beard, and Sally, she's doing her thing with the crazy weird magic on the show, and she's getting all
She
antagonistic.
definitely has more of a strong character now
Yeah.
compared to how it was before.
Yes. Did you have any news and gossip to talk about? I think you mentioned you had a couple of things.
Okay, Megan Rath, I follow her on Instagram, and I've been seeing a couple pictures of her, and I don't know his name. I don't remember his name from, it was, I believe, first, season 1 or
Yeah.
season 2.
Season 1 and
the
2.
ghost, the one that drowned.
Yeah, I totally forgot his name.
And then
too.
he was dating the friend,
Yes.
right?
He dated the nurse who was like what was she, like a psychic? Like she could
Yes,
sense the other
yes.
ghosts around.
So I've been seeing a couple pictures of them together, and they look very close.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
They might be dating.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Laura. I did see those pictures on Instagram, and Megan Rath is very active on both Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah.
And they look really close. You're right.
They're really cute.
There might be a
They make
little
a cute couple.
extra TV being human romance in the works. So
They make a cute couple if that's what's really going
the
on.
two ghosts having romance on and off the screen.
How awesome can they get?
That's
pretty cool.
Well, let's go ahead and move into our predictions then.
Okay.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I had some pretty good ones. I had like 3 or 4 actually. But let me start off, and let's go to you after I do 1 or 2 of mine.
Okay.
So, I feel like Sally is, because of her new powers, and we've been talking about her being dark, and just like the way she's transforming, getting more mature, I think it's darker than we feel like it really is so far. I got the feeling like she's going to be the new antagonist this season. She's going to be, in a way, the new villain. Like, we already have... like Kenny, he's already for sure the villain. Like this time, he's gonna be like Aiden's person that he's fighting against more. But I feel like Sally's gonna be fighting herself, and she's gonna be fighting everybody else. She'll probably get to the point where her powers are making her go out of control, and she's gonna use them against everybody else. Also, I feel like Donna is actually going to be representing Sally's subconsciousness. Like, she's really more of a part of her than Sally knows, and she's going to be, and that's why she's able to channel all these crazy weird spells and conjurings and sorcery, witchcraft
Kind of
powers.
like Sally's the new Donna.
I feel like you're right. Yeah, she probably is the new Donna. Did you have a prediction or two?
I feel Susanna. I feel she's gonna tell Aiden the truth. Like, it's gonna come down to her telling her the truth about Isaac, and I feel Aiden he's gonna get very, very upset, and we might see a scene, you know, how you mentioned it earlier, and I totally agree. I feel that we're gonna see a scene similar to that where Aiden is going to be so angry and try to do something to Susanna, but obviously, you know, he has the biggest heart, so of course he's not going to do anything.
See, you totally took my prediction. I wrote that down. I was going to say that. Yeah, I felt like that's going to happen too. I feel like she is going to tell Aiden, and maybe she might want Aiden to kill her.
Yeah.
That's probably why she's there. But maybe she's not ready for it yet. They're probably going to drag it out. To be pessimistic, they're going to drag it out the whole season, and then at the end, he's going to kill her. And he's going to really regret it, but he has to do it because that's the way every season ends for
I don't think
Aiden.
he's going to do it. Like, I think he's going to, you know, and it's going to get to the point where she's going to be like, just do it. I can't live with this. I'm so sorry. Like, just kill me, please.
Yeah.
And instead of him being angry, now he's going to do it out of like, okay, fine, if that's what you want to do, I'll do it. But I don't think I don't think he's going to do it.
See, yeah, he will. Okay, you don't think he will do it, but he might. You don't think he'll do it out of anger, or will he do it in a form of pity?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like it'll go that way too, He always kills somebody he
So you think
loves.
that he will kill her?
I think he will kill her. He always kills somebody he loves, or somebody he loves dies every season. It's so bad. And last one for Josh. I feel like he is going to be in a worse... I think we kind of talked about this. He's going to be in a worse situation this whole season than he was in the previous 3 seasons, because this is a new power for him. He's not going to be able to control it. He's probably going to hurt somebody. He's probably going to kill somebody, because he has killed people as the wolf before, and he felt depressed about it.
Yeah.
And now it's probably going to happen like in the middle of the day, and he won't be able to do anything.
Control it, yeah.
Yeah, he won't be able to control it at all. Well, I think that about does it for us here at AfterBuzz TV's Being Human podcast for season 4, man. I'm still excited. I like this episode. I enjoyed it, and I hope you guys can meet us back here again next week. If you guys want to follow us, hey, you know what? Go ahead and give me a follow at Sean Austin O on Twitter and Instagram.
And you can find me on Instagram at Laura487.
Thanks so much, guys. We'll buzz with you next week.
Bye-bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.